What did Sir Sean Connery's widow share about his mental health struggles? Why did his ex-spouse's revelations about their life together cause a wave of scrutiny in the media? And how did the actor's second marriage survive his affair with another woman? Hi, I'm Joy, and you're watching Ossa. The final days of Sir Sean Connery. On the 31st of October, the sad news broke that the first James Bond actor had passed away. Connery died peacefully in his sleep at his home in Nassau, the Bahamas. The Hollywood legend was 90 years old. Micheline Roquebrune, his wife of 45 years, and his son, actor Jason Connery, survived the actor and are facing the reality of having to learn to live without him in their lives. It's going to be very hard without him, I know that, but it couldn't last forever, and he went peacefully, Roquebrune stated after the tragedy happened. And the actor's son, Jason, commented on his father's demise. A sad day for all who knew and loved my dad, and a sad loss for all the people around the world who enjoyed the wonderful gift he had as an actor. The news was announced on James Bond's official Twitter account. He was and shall always be remembered as the original James Bond, whose indelible entrance into cinema history began when he announced those unforgettable words. The name's Bond, James Bond. The Bond producers Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli said in a statement. Of course, the legendary actor's demise sparked numerous reactions from his mourning friends and fans. A vast number of celebrities, both those who had worked with him in the past and those who only knew him as a Hollywood legend, paid tribute to the man forever known as 007. Meanwhile, Connery's wife Micheline shared that the actor's final days weren't easy as he battled mental health issues. It turns out Sean had been diagnosed with dementia. It was no life for him. He was not able to express himself latterly, Roquebrune said about his diagnosis. And speaking about how the iconic actor passed away, she shared that it was the exact way he wanted to go, to have his beloved wife beside him and die peacefully in his sleep. But although Connery and Roquebrune have been married for 45 years, it doesn't mean that their marriage was always easy. She was neither his first wife nor the only woman in his life. Let's look back at the romantic history of one of the most gorgeous men in Hollywood. First wife, a victim of abuse? Sean Connery got married for the first time back in 1962. His wife was Australian actress Diane Salento, and it was she who gave birth to Connery's first and only son, Jason, who also became an actor. Sean and Diane were married for 11 years. They didn't comment on their separation right away, but Salento decided to reveal the reason decades later. In 2006, the actress wrote an autobiography and revealed in it that Connery abused her mentally and physically when they were together. According to her, her then-husband was unable to cope with the burden of fame after playing James Bond. He began resenting her career, wanted her to become a housewife, and occasionally flew into jealous rages. Connery strongly denied her allegations, but controversy about him rose after his old interview with Playboy resurfaced. Back in 1965, he said to the magazine that he didn't think slapping a woman was a big deal. "I don't think there's anything particularly wrong in hitting a woman, though I don't recommend you do it the same way that you hit a man," he commented. And in an interview with Vanity Fair almost 30 years later, the actor also reportedly stated that some women are looking for the ultimate confrontation. As soon as Salento accused him of domestic violence, Connery commented that his words in these interviews were taken out of context and misunderstood. In response to his ex-wife's claims, the James Bond actor said, "I don't believe that any level of abuse of women is ever justified under any circumstances." And he also added that, in his opinion, Diane's inability to move on from their divorce made her come up with these claims. What do you think about this situation, given that no other woman, including his wife of 45 years, ever accused the actor of violent behavior? Did Sean's ex-spouse tell the truth, or did she just want a piece of his fame? Share in the comments below, and let's move on to the Hollywood legend's second wife. Meeting the love of his life. In between his two marriages, Sean Connery dated numerous other women. Among them were popular actresses of the time, as well as his co-stars from the James Bond movies. But despite all the romances, only one woman interested him as a lifelong partner. When Connery met Moroccan-French artist Micheline Roquebrune at a golf tournament dinner, both of them were going through divorces. So their relationship didn't begin right away, even though both of them immediately felt the connection. Interestingly, Micheline didn't know at the time that Sean was a famous Hollywood actor. She noticed him for his fine physique. And we can't blame her for that. The same night, Micheline had a dream about him. "I was in his arms, and I thought, at last, peace," the artist recalled. But despite their fairy tale beginning, the initial stages of Sean and Micheline's relationship were marked by quite a few challenges. One of them was the fact that they didn't speak the same language. Roquebrune was fluent in Spanish and French and barely knew any English. But they overcame that challenge with ease. As Micheline recalled, they used body language to communicate back then. Another more serious difficulty was that they lived in different parts of the world. She lived in North Africa with her 3 children, and he was in Hollywood. And yet, no obstacles could stop them from being together. Love conquers all, as they say. Soon enough, Sean and Micheline decided to move in together and purchased a house in the Bahamas, where they lived up until Connery passed away. They got married in 1975, and revealing that their marriage was still going strong years later, the actor shared, "Micheline is an amazing woman. She is the love of my life." It's great to hear that he managed to find his soulmate and that they were so happy together. And yet, it doesn't mean that their relationship never had any issues. In fact, at least one challenge could easily have broken them up. Stay tuned to learn all about it. The woman who regretted being with James Bond. The Sun once stated that while many men wanted to be Sean Connery for decades, countless women wanted to be with him. And there were numerous allegations about the James Bond actor's wandering eye that repeatedly put his marriage in danger. At least one of them was well documented, so we can assume that it actually happened. In the late 80s, Connery had an affair with the singer and songwriter Lindsay DePaul. They met at a cocktail party, and as DePaul later recalled, even though the actor's wife was sitting on the sofa next to him, it didn't stop Connery from flirting with her and asking for her phone number. Afterward, Connery allegedly pursued the singer, wanting her to become his lover. He even recited Robert Burns verses and his own poetry to Lindsay in an attempt to seduce her. At first, the singer resisted and said that she didn't want to have an affair with the actor. According to her, it wasn't because he was married. She claimed that he wasn't her type because macho men never attracted her. Eventually, she gave in, but their romance only lasted for a few months. DePaul revealed that once when they met up for a weekend, Connery said that he'd call her the following week, and that was the last time she heard from him. Later, the singer regretted getting together with the James Bond actor. "I was a stupid girl to become involved with him. I don't think I was in love with him, I was just flattered by the full-on attention," she said. And years later, when she heard Connery's first wife's abuse allegations, the singer was shocked. "I wasn't aware of Sean's violent side when I was with him, but I was quite horrified to read that he said it was okay to hit a woman," DePaul stated. Sure, Lindsay wasn't the only woman who allegedly had a fling with Sean. But even if it was all the truth, the actor's wife didn't seem to mind her husband's dalliances. "When I met Sean, I knew I was taking on the whole package," Micheline once explained. "Everyone wants him, and I have to accept and understand that." Looks like she was prepared to not be the only woman in his life. So, despite all the affairs Connery had during their marriage, both rumored and real, his wife always stood by him. "He was gorgeous and we had a wonderful life together. He was a model of a man," Micheline said after he passed away. "She truly is a strong woman. He was by his side in good and bad times. They were indeed lucky to have found each other and spend his final days together." Rest in peace, Sir Sean Connery. He will certainly be missed.